passionately that women in this country continue to get the best care they have always expected when they go into any maternity hospital, and that the babies that they are carrying get the best care that they can too. We care passionately about this, and we challenge any suggestion that is being made that the middle ground in Ireland now favours some kind of abortion. We in the pro-life campaign know consistently from all of the independent polling that we do through companies like Millward Brand that when you ask a clear and unambiguous question, people in Ireland do not want abortion. The last time we spoke, Niamh and I and everybody said we will do our best to make things clear to the politicians, to you, to the people who let us speak in the media, to explain what's going on here. And something very valuable happened last week. We all went to the Oireachtas hearings held by the Committee on Health and Children. And something amazing happened there. All of the psychiatrists, to a man and a woman, said that abortion never addresses suicidality in pregnancy, and they have never prescribed it. Representatives that they must take this into consideration. So we are now in a position that if the government legislates for the X case ruling, it knows it is flawed. It knows its understanding of medical practice is wrong. And we know that for the first time, the government would be sanctioning the killing of unborn innocent human life. We know that for the first time, psychiatrists would be asked to prescribe procedures for which there is no psychiatric justification. We know that for the first time, obstetricians would be asked on the basis of this bogus psychiatric prescription to terminate the lives of babies in physically healthy women. And for the first time, our government, our legislators would have violated the most basic right of all, for a reason which is no reason at all. So, what message would that give? It gives a message that for no good reason some lives are worth less than others. And over time that becomes the received wisdom, cultures change, and other lives are then placed at risk. If the X case legislation was only about life-saving treatments in pregnancy, we would not be here. If it was only about life-saving treatments in pregnancy, the pro-choice activists would not be so hungrily looking for it and saying to us, it is the first step, it is just the beginning, it is an important step. They understand the potentiality of this kind of legislation, but so do we. I said to you the last time, the European Court does not oblige us to legislate for abortion. It doesn't oblige us to introduce legislation or regulations or rules or anything. What it says is we must make our law clear and our citizens must be able to access it and know where they stand in relation to it. And we are perfectly prepared to do that. The simplest way we suggested is that the medical professions could talk to the government about implementing more specific guidelines. Ultimately, if we are serious about recognising now that the X case is wrong medically and therefore we shouldn't be legislating for it, we'll really have to think again about the referendum route. But what I'm going to say to you now is, Julie Kay, who acted against our interests, acted in Europe looking for abortion, and who has acted for international Planned Parenthood, has described Ireland as the jewel in the crown of the pro-life movement. We are a beacon to the pro-life movement everywhere, and we need to keep our light shining brightly. You have sent a very clear message by being here, more than 25,000 of you tonight, and every one of you and every one of us has got a really important part to play. You sent a message to the government that it cannot ignore. And borrowing from somebody much cleverer than I'm going to say this to you. In 100 years, if we in Ireland are known as a strange people who don't kill their children and don't kill the elderly, we will have done a great thing. This may not sound like much, but it is the ultimate is suffering, then as a matter of fact, that is a political alternative that otherwise the world will not have. I want to thank all of the organisations who have put tonight together. I want to thank the stewards and the Gardaí and the people who done the sound systems and the filming systems and the security people. I want to thank the bus drivers, 100 of them I'm told, who came from all over the country. And I want to thank all of you. And I want to say to you, this is a beginning. We are all part of the same team with you. We cannot do this without you. And I thank you so much for standing here in the cold, being here with us, and sending the strongest message to our government that they have no mandate to legislate for an abortion which no psychiatrist says is necessary. Thank you.
Well done, Caroline. Let's hear for Caroline Simon. Up the full campaign.